You know, you'd think, with all these men around, I could find one even vaguely interested. But there's hope. I got a note from some guy at the luau last night to meet him here at the Catamaran at 3. The 3th? How's that? Oh. Well, it looks like the only thing I'm going to be taking home from this vacation is a tan line. Oh.
Didn't you tell me that you're the fiancé in Chicago?
Sure, but a girl's entitled to bring back a souvenir, isn't she?
I see. Time for a little more basting.
I think it's time for the plunge.
Water must be real cold, huh?
Whereby the aggrieved party of the first part does consent to contest a lawful testimony by a peripheral party, part and parcel to. This is gibberish.
Nope, that's legalese.
Well, what's the difference?
Legalese is gibberish, written by lawyers at about $200 an hour.
Houston, CJ's on the phone.
Hey, CJ, how's the vacation?
Well, it was fine until late this afternoon. That's when a guest disappeared into the ocean. I was with her when it happened, Houston.
Accident?
I don't think so. Neither does the owner of the club, Andrew Moffat. He's here with me now. And the Coast Guard is still looking for the body. Houston,
Don't tell me you volunteered our services, right?
I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. First thing in the morning, be soon enough.
See you then. Thanks.
I made a terrible mistake, you see. 3 days ago, another girl died.
Janet Rogers, another guest of the hotel. She was found dead at the base of a sea cliff.
The next morning, I received this note.
I killed Janet Rogers. I can kill whenever and whoever I want. Put $1 million in cash under the split palm south end of the beach. Midnight. Tell no one or more will die.
Nice basic extortion.
I thought the note was some sort of a sick joke. You see, Janet Rogers' death looked like a simple accident. And the local surf punks have been harassing all the club owners in the area. Graffiti, smoke bombs.
So you never really took the threat seriously?
No, I never phoned the police. And I never made the payment. I guess I might as well have drowned Beth myself.
Well, you made the mistake of omission, Mr. Moffat, but you're not guilty of murder. Most important thing is that we try and prevent another one. CJ, you better get on the phone to Hoyt.
Sending over a forensics team, and he'll be here himself as soon as he can break away.
And we've got to close the club as quickly as possible.
Of course, I don't want to jeopardize anyone else's life. But I don't know where I can raise that kind of money. Mr. Houston, every penny I have is invested in this club.
Worry about the money later. We've got to get the guests safely away from here.
You think there'll be another extortion note?
I'm sure of it. See, once we get the guests away from here, the killer will have no bargaining power. Hopefully he'll move on.
Or kill me.
Mr. Moffat, do you have any idea at all who's behind all this?
For all I know, it could be one of the guests. That's picture Janet Rogers, the first victim. Oh. And this is a picture of Beth Thompson, the second victim.
You have photos of all the guests at the hotel.
We try to take arrival photos of all our guests. They get a picture as a souvenir, and we use the pictures to keep track of who's who, remember them by name. It gives the hotel a more personal touch.
Okay. We have copies of all guest lists, employee records, businesses who supply us. Roughly anybody who has anything to do with the club is right here.
Terrific, thank you.
You're welcome.
Houston, I'm going to take all this info back to the office. Uncle Roy and I will put Baby to work on it. The Coast Guard still hasn't recovered a body.
I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
I still don't understand what you're looking for.
I don't know, a foothold. Maybe an employee with a past, a guest with a grudge. Maybe a connection between the two victims is something that might let us know why this is happening and who's doing it.
Suppose it's just someone who figures my club is an easy target for $1 million scam.
We pray that he makes a mistake. I'd like to see the spot where the first victim fell.
All right. Where her body was found on the rocks below, we figured that Janet either fell or was pushed. from right about here. It was festival night. Torches on the beach, fireworks exploding over the sea.
How many people have been up here since then?
Oh, any number. It's a very popular spot. People come up here to be by themselves or with someone else for a little romantic privacy.
Now, CJ told me that the second victim, Beth, had received a note telling her to meet somebody on a catamaran. Now, Janet Rogers could have been lured up here the same way.
You're right.
Hold it.
That could be Janet's.
Or the killer's.
It's on vacation. I'm here for less than 24 hours and I have to leave. I'm sorry, Miss Johnson. It's for your own protection.
I'll see if anyone has reported any jewelry missing, and I'll check with the staff, see if they can recognize the earring.
Oh, Mr. Houston, this is for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who gave this to you?
Nobody. I found it here on the reception desk.
Thank you. I know who you are. If you care to discuss it further, be at Lomax Cove 230.
No signature.
Where is this Lomax Cove?
I'll point you in the right direction.
Actually, I thought you were a lot smarter than this.
All right, the game's over, and so's this little extortion plot of yours.
Mine. You're the one who killed Janet Rogers.
Wrong. I'm a private investigator. I've been hired to find out who killed her. Who the hell are you? Joey Martin, private detective.
We're on the same side.
Just a reminder, buses will be leaving for the airport every 15 minutes. Everyone must be checked out of the hotel in the next 2 hours.
Houston, you're just lucky I had the presence of mind not to kill you.
You did try and kill me. I'm just lucky you can't shoot straight.
You're just jealous because I'm a lot farther along in this case than you are.
Wait a minute. You want to know how far along I am on this case? I'll tell you, I'm far enough along that I can book you on suspicion of murder.
Me?
Yeah, you. See, I found your earring up on that cliff where the first victim fell to her death. Huh? Huh?
Well, if you were a trifle more observant, Mr. Houston, you would notice that I'm wearing 2 earrings. Unless, of course, you're dumb enough to think that I carry a spare. And if you knew anything about jewelry, you'd know that those are antique. Handmade, very rare. An heirloom. There are only 2 pair in existence. One belongs to me. And the other to my sister.
You mean to tell me that the first victim, Janet Rogers, was your sister?
My one and only.
Sorry.
She was divorced last year.
That explains a different last name.
She never quite got over the divorce. I convinced her that a vacation here might be the best medicine. Last week, Janet called me and told me that she'd met a man she was crazy about. That was the morning before she was killed.
Hey, you think this fella lured her up to the cliff, pushed her off?
I'm sure of it. 3 days ago, I buried my sister. I stood by her grave and tried to cry. But I couldn't. Not as long as her killer was free.
I understand. Look, what made you pick me for your #1 suspect?
I worked up a profile on the killer based on my sister's description. You matched it. Tall, handsome, brown eyes, mustache. And your car. Janet said he drove a red convertible.
What if you'd killed me?
I'd have had one less suspect to worry about. I've been thinking. I've decided to let you assist me in this case.
Me assist you?
Yeah, well, since we're both working on the same case, it only makes sense that we work together.
I agree, but you can't just come charging into my game
Look,
like...
I've already drawn up a profile on the killer, and I've completed several scientific tests.
Scientific tests.
Yes, the foundation for all good detective work. You see, I took impressions of the footprints up on that cliff before you trampled all over them. Our suspect is 6'2", weighs 170, 180 pounds, and his left leg is slightly shorter than his right leg, which forces him to wear corrective shoes. Now, all of that was readily apparent from the spacing and depth of the footprints.
Any distinguishing birthmarks? Plus, don't forget about the dark hair, dark eyes, and mustache, and the red convertible. CJ, Uncle Roy, this is Zoe Martin.
Hi.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
She's a private investigator. Her scientific methods nearly got me killed earlier.
Well, maybe so, but she also just described our prime suspect.
job guest list, there was one man whose name was a phony. This man.
He called himself Tad. Tad Peterson.
Tad Peterson does not exist.
But Frederick John Logan does.
Once we had the phony name, Hoyt was able to track down Logan from the fingerprints on the traveler's checks he used to pay his club bill.
Convicted felon. Extortion is his specialty.
According to Hoyt's sources, he is very professional, very persistent.
But why did he choose my beach club?
Well, it's isolated, rather small, caters to the rich.
That's his M.O., Mr. Moffat. A year ago, he pulled the same number, an exclusive club on Long Island. The result was 3 dead bodies and $2 million ransom.
We're dealing with a very calculating, methodical, and lethal businessman.
So my only sister was a victim picked at random. For business reasons.
Says here that he's got dark hair, dark eyes, mustache, weighs 178 pounds, and wears corrective shoes.
Somehow I don't quite feel like saying I told you so anymore.
Go find him, Zoe.
It looks as though the Coast Guard divers have found something else.
Thank you. I tried to get here earlier, Houston, but I got a gang war in progress, a major drug bust about to go down, and some psychos running around killing hookers. Whoever named this place the City of Angels got a sick sense of humor.
Well, at least we've identified the man behind this one.
Any luck on the all points on Logan?
You know, an APB is hardly sufficient. We need protection from Moffat, a tracer on his telephones, and a rotating staff of at least 3 detectives to patrol the grounds in case Logan decides to make a ransom note drop.
Just what I need. Another private eye.
Would you let me handle this, please?
Houston, he's just a cop. Don't let him bully you.
Just a cop?
He's just trying to help us.
Just a cop?
We don't want him getting in our way.
Your way?
He is on our side.
Houston, we've got the situation under control.
Hey, hold it! Thank you. Now, if you don't mind, we'll sit down. We'll logically go through this and discuss the next best course of action. All right?
Look,
Like
Hoyt,
I said,
we've got
first
a
thing we've
note.
got to do is get
We
protection
have
on
got
Moffat.
2
Secondly,
victims
we've
who
got
don't
tracers on
seem
the
to have
telephone.
anything in
Thirdly, I
common.
don't know how you can
I found
possibly
an
get by with
earring
less than
up
3
on a
guards
cliff.
in this place.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 3.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
You should have listened to me, Moffat. You should have paid me off when you had the chance.
Okay, maybe I made one mistake. Tried to make the murders look like accidents so the cops wouldn't get involved. No matter. You're still gonna give me what I want. I really didn't want to have to kill anyone else, but you forced my hand, Moffat, so I've enclosed a picture. Study it carefully, my friend. Very carefully. Because by the end of the night, someone in this picture is going to be dead. Perhaps then we'll talk business.
to track down all the guests in this photograph, put them under some kind of protection.
Most of them are from out of state. Some of them have gone to other clubs to finish up their vacations. It could take all night.
Better brew some more coffee, Mr. Moffat.
I call and arrange for extra personnel.
See, Jake, I think it would save a lot of time if you went back to the office, ran all the hotel guest names through Baby. See if we can find out where they can be located now.
Okay, on my way.
He's playing with us, you know.
Yeah, I know that. Worst part is he's winning.
Looks like there are 15 people in this bus, but we may have to have the picture enlarged to see the ones in shadow.
Logan told us to study the picture carefully.
So what's your point?
Maybe we shouldn't be looking for the obvious.
Like instead of one of the guests being Logan's target, could be someone else, like, say, the bus driver?
CJ.
Seems I picked a worthy adversary. You saved the woman's life. Congratulations. But that won't stop me. No, just makes it more interesting. Because you've involved other people, the ante of our little game has gone up. Deliver $2 million to the phone booth in Franklin Park on the corner of Miramar and Maine. 2 p.m. today. Come along. No cops. Please don't make me kill anyone else.
$2 million. I was having trouble raising one. I'm telling you, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, well, Logan doesn't know that. We've got to go ahead with the drop as though we had the money. Hopefully that'll buy us enough time before he finds out we're bluffing. It's the only shot we have at him.
Big risk, boy.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going to make the drop. Hoyt will back me up.
I'll arrange to have you wired.
I think it'd be best if Matt drove Moffat's car.
Houston, I'm going with you.
Now, you know as well as I do that if Logan sees 2 people in that car, he may bolt.
Logan killed my sister. I'm gonna nail this guy.
I know how you feel, but under the circumstances, there's no way...
You can't leave me behind.
Do you always get what you want?
Most always.
All right, I'll talk to Hoyt, see if you can ride in one of the tail cars.
Ride along in one of the tail cars? Forget it.
I told you this is too dangerous.
Forget it. Just forget it.
He's wired.
Get the drop-off point covered?
A couple of plainclothesmen are there already.
I hope they keep their distance. Let's go.
You're not Moffat.
No, but I work for him. He was afraid to meet with you. Now, I am here, I've got the money, and I'm alone.
We'll see. There's a phone in the park on the other side of the hill. Be there in 2 minutes for further instructions, or you're a dead man.
He's suspicious. I've got 2 minutes to get to the other side of the park. He's testing me to make sure that I'm alone. Just be careful. We'll blow the whole setup.
Stop worrying. We'll keep our distance. But when you're ready to make the drop, give us the location and we'll be there.
Satisfied?
Not until I get the money. But at least I'm certain you aren't being followed. Meet me at the east end of the park where you'll find a closed refreshment stand. 10 minutes.
Well, all right, it worked. He thinks I'm alone. Just don't get too close to me.
Sure, sure. But where's the drop point?
Wants me to meet him in about 10 minutes.
Is that a coincidence?
Keep coming.
Hand me the briefcase.
Zoe.
Get away from me, idiot! I'm all right. He's getting away.
Wait a minute.
Oh, nice job, P.I. Bulletproof vest. One of us knows what we're doing.
He outsmarted us, White, plain and simple.
Simple is the operative word here.
I suppose letting Logan shoot you is your idea of scientific detective work?
I wore a vest. I had the downside
And
covered.
you almost got your backside blown off.
While Logan got away.
We'll catch him.
No, we won't. You're both off the case. From now on, this is strictly police business.
You can't do that.
satisfied
We've
now?
been here from the
See?
very beginning.
Hello?
Okay, now start the tracer.
Moffat, we had an agreement. You broke it. Nobody ever does that to me and gets away with it. I'm sorry. I'll do whatever you say this time. I hope you do. For your sake, because now it's personal. Your guests are safe, but your family isn't. Your beautiful godson in Pasadena? Your mother in Ventura? They might be the next target. Or maybe someone else. Maybe you.
How do you know about my family?
I'm a smart man, Moffat. Much smarter than you or your friends. Get the money. $2 million. Or someone you love very much is gonna die.
Thank you very much. Could only trace it to Section 63. That's as close as they could get.
Let's go, DiMaggio. I'm sorry, Moffat. Logan wasn't on the phone long enough to complete the trace, but we were able to narrow it down to a small area near the port of L.A. Now, I'm going to order every available unit right down there. We'll search door to door if we have to. I want you two to stay out of it. And if you try to pull anything cute, your problem. Let's go, Moffat.
You're not going to let him tell you what to do.
I just did, but it doesn't mean I have to listen to him. Are you familiar with the art of scientific detection, Miss Martin? Let's run the last tape Logan sent.
Delivered $2 million to the Fonda and Franklin Park on the corner of Miramar and Maine.
Here.
2 p.m. today.
That whistle in the background. Now, I just heard it when Logan called again.
So?
Well, did you hear the sequence of boat whistles? It's a signal that a ship uses when it approaches a drawbridge. There's only one drawbridge in the port of L.A.
There's his car.
Big place.
I'll take the front.
Now, this is turning out to be a hell of a relationship.
This isn't a relationship. This is a business.
Is it?
Okay, you take the front. Considering our past experience with Mr. Logan, I'd say there's a high degree of probability that he'll choose an alternate avenue of egress.
Is that a scientific deduction?
Women's intuition.
Great.
Hello?
I thought you were dead.
Well, I'm not. But you are.
Zoe?
Drop the gun, Houston. This is between Logan and me. He killed my sister.
Now, look, I know how you feel, but...
I said drop the gun. Now kick it away. Don't come any closer. If you really know how I feel, you'll let me handle this my way.
Look, let's talk about this.
Let's not.
Zoe, you have got him. The 2 murders, the extortion, they're gonna put him away for life. You don't have to kill him.
You sound like Hoyt.
I sound like a professional. is business, remember?
Is it?
Just go get him!
Another order. Mine.
Hold it. Don't worry, Houston. I'm not gonna shoot him. He's not worth it.
I told you I wasn't going to shoot him.
Here you go.
And I want to thank you for buying dinner tonight, Houston. We sure don't have restaurants like that back home in Seattle. Are the portions always that small?
Well, it's the least I could do. Take my favorite lady detective out to dinner on her last night in town.
Am I really your favorite?
Of course you are. You're the only lady detective I know.
Well, I think we make a great team.
You do.
With my brains and your... Well, I'm sure we could think of something for you to do.
Well, how very thoughtful of you.
Well, I'm always good to my employees.
Your employees.
I thought you might like to join me back in my Seattle office. Matt, there's so much you need to learn about scientific detection. You can't rely on brawn and good looks forever, you know. I know you'd have to start at the bottom, but...
Well, let me tell you what you can do with your bottom, Miss P.I. Martin. I mean, I have had it up to here with you. You're constantly yipping at me, telling what to do. I can't work that way. I tell you what, I've got a good mind to find a wagon, folks, and bend you over my knee. I'm telling you what, nah, I could never do that. I'll tell you what, you're out of here.
getting late.
Late, mate. You ladies call yourself party animals. Let's go to Nick's place.
What do you think, Joe? I think we have a 6 a.m. flight tomorrow.
Hey, no problem. I'll get you there on time.
Looking for something? What do you want? Money? What do you want? No! No! No!
There you are. We've been looking all over for you.
My ankle!
I don't know, CJ. Maybe the blue's a little more,
Impressive.
you know, well,
I like the white myself. It's subtle yet elegant.
yeah, well, it's just that, you know, Joanne's an old friend of mine. Her daddy used to own the best clothing store in Houston. And all the years she worked there, she considered me one of her greatest challenges. So I'd like to look, you know.
Impressive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That accounts for the gentleman's quarterly routine. When is she arriving?
She didn't say on the phone. She just said that she'd flown all night and wanted to see me as soon as possible. Give me that. Joanne, it's great to see you after all these years.
Houston.
I would say the blue was a good pick.
So you stumbled onto the stewardess you fly with,
Bess. Bess Jordan.
taking pictures?
Of the murder. It was horrible.
Once you ran, where did you go?
Home. My roommate wasn't there. For a while, I couldn't stop crying. And just as I started to phone the police, Bess called me.
From where?
I don't know. She'd gotten away. Oh, they stabbed Lana. Bess told me to get out of town as fast as I could. And to trust no one, not even the police.
Why would she say something like that?
It's It's like she knew something. Some terrible secret. I just grabbed the first plane. Matt, you gotta help me.
First thing that you have to do is go back there and explain to the authorities what you know about this whole thing.
Not alone. Please come with me.
I have a friend on the force in New Orleans. Haven't seen him in years.
About time you had a reunion.
Shall I have Chris book a flight?
My airline has a flight leaving in about an hour.
Good. Look, CJ, I want you to stay here and mind the store. Now, while Uncle Roy and I get packed, you tell CJ everything you know about this Bess Jordan.
Bess said those men would kill me if I came back, Matt.
Don't you worry. I won't let anything happen to you.
Houston, watch out for the nightlife.
This is a passenger lounge? Looks more like a resort.
Calder Air is to flying what Cartier is to diamonds. The owner's quite a New Orleans booster. In fact, there he is.
Joanne, thank God you're all right. The New Orleans police are looking all over for you.
The police?
You were spotted along with Bess Jordan at the scene of a murder. They can't find Bess either. Why'd you run to L.A.?
To get help. Philip Calder, this is my friend Matt Houston, and his Uncle Roy. Matt and Roy are private investigators.
I see. That's all well and good, but no offense, gentlemen. The New Orleans police force is second to none. And right now, they've got some pretty serious murders on their hands. Poor Lana.
As a matter of fact, Uncle Roy has a very dear old friend on the force.
Yeah, maybe you know him, Clyde Sinclair?
Sinclair, yeah, detective, isn't he? Close to retirement?
Close. He's had his farewell speech memorized for the last 10 years.
Well, then, any friend of New Orleans' finest is a friend of mine. Sandy, champagne for these folks. If nothing else, we can celebrate the best damn town in America. Follow me. Do you have accommodations?
Yes, we're staying at the Gulf Court Hotel.
Oh, good. That's one of our best. If there's anything I can do to help while you're in town, just let me know.
Thank you.
You bet. The King girl just showed, with 2 private eyes.
We still haven't found the other girl yet.
Then we nail Joanne King. Now, before she identifies you.
Where do we find her?
In the company of one Matt Houston.
Hold it. You're under arrest.
What's the charge?
Impersonating a PI. The Roy Houston I know is out to pasture in Lotus Land, sunning his backside while the rest of us make the country safe for democracy.
Yeah? Well, I heard that the chief of police of New Orleans was thrown in jail for temporary insanity right after he hired some broken-down war horse from Washington who can't find his gun to save himself.
Well, I can find my gun all right. I just can't remember what to do with it.
Clyde Sinclair. I want you to meet my nephew, Matlock Houston.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Sinclair. Uncle Roy's told me an awful lot about you.
Oh, well, in that case, the charge is slander.
And, this is my friend, Joanne King.
Yes, indeed. I'm obliged to invite you to the station house for a long chat, young lady.
You know, I've always found those police garrets to be rather cold. Couldn't we have this chat in our room?
You You wouldn't be trying to take advantage of the 20 years we spent together in the trenches, would you, Roy?
No, I think he's referring to the excellent brandy we had delivered up to our suite.
Oh, well, come to think of it, police stations give me a chill, too. Wallace R. Dupree, Chief of Operations for the Bayou Bank of Louisiana. Recently arraigned for embezzlement and computer fraud. Charges dropped on a technicality. Now answering to that great parole board in the sky.
I saw them stab that man.
He's the latest in a long line of white-collar criminals to meet their maker in New Orleans.
It's a note pinned to his chest.
It's an order of execution, signed by a group called the Delta Tribunal.
Who are they?
They've taken up where the courts left off, in their opinion. The Delta Tribunal claims to be the sanitation department for the city's executive filth.
Sounds more like a vigilante group to me.
They call themselves Anonymous Protectors of the Innocent People of New Orleans.
Innocent people like Joanne's friend?
We still can't locate your other stewardess friend, Bess Jordan. You know where she is?
No.
All we got's her description. The airline can't locate her file photo.
Joanne, maybe you've got a photo or a snapshot or something.
Yes, I have the picture that was taken at the Dixieland Lounge that night. It's still in my purse, I think.
Could you take a look?
Hopefully that can answer one question. What Bess Jordan looks like.
That's just a drop in the Mississippi, Uncle Roy. I mean, why was she taking photographs of a murder? Where is she now? And who are the people that make up this Delta Tribunal?
If we can just get in touch with Bess Jordan, I have a feeling she'll be able to answer our questions.
Talk to her. What do you mean? Best call Joanne.
Did what you could, son.
She traveled 1,500 miles to find me. She trusted me.
I looked everywhere for Joanne's photo of Beth. Either she didn't have it, or the killer's got it now.
And all because she walked into an alley looking for a friend.
Please, listen, stand back, all right? Come on, we gotta get some pictures. Please stand back, all right?
Oh, boy. Here comes the straw balls.
Sinclair!
Claire, what happened here?
Well, Captain, I'd like you to meet Matt and Roy Houston. These fellows are...
Private investigators. I got your message. They were coming. The question is, why are they here? And why are they involved in official police business? You were supposed to bring that stiff in for questioning.
That stiff was our client. Captain,
Conroy.
Now, I talked to Detective Sinclair. He thought it would be all right if I questioned her here in her best interest.
Oh, really? You got any more ideas in her best interest? Now we've got no description. The one witness left who could ID these men is missing. I've got the press on me like a case of the hives. Enjoy our fair city. Read a brochure on your flight back.
Conroy is from an old blue blood family. He's not used to seeing his name in the paper in anything but favorable print. He's taken a lot of heat.
With his personality, I can't imagine why.
Somewhere out there is a girl who can identify Joanne's killer. We gotta find her before they do.
Matt, I don't think my department's going to cut into any further involvement on your part.
Look, Clyde, if you have to back away from this one, we can understand.
I look at this boy's eyes, Roy, and I see you 30 years ago in Berlin. What the hell? Won't be the first time I've turned a deaf ear. Yeah? It's the C.J. Parsons.
C.J.
Houston, I talked the airline into telecopying Bess Jordan's personal record. It's not a lot of help. She was only there a couple of months, and prior to that, she seems to have no history.
No history? Where's she live?
Well, until she disappeared, she lived with another stewardess named Vi Charles.
Oh, what about a car?
Well, apparently she owned a red late model Mustang.
I don't suppose the airline can explain what happened to her file picture.
Well, the clerk that I talked to said that it was just torn out of the file.
There is something rotten going on in New Orleans, C.J. I mean, why did Bess warn Joanne not to go to the police? I mean, what's going on here?
I don't have an answer for you, Houston.
Yeah, look, I know. All right. The first thing in the morning, we'll start with a visit to Bess Jordan's roommate. Thanks, C.J.
Houston, I'm sorry about Joanne.
So am I.
Just like old times, huh, Clyde?
Hours of boredom, followed by seconds of stark terror.
Ever get tired of it?
Not for a long time. I came home to retire, and I can't wait.
You're sticking your neck out for us, Clyde. We appreciate it.
Hell, son. Me and your uncle never let a captain type run our lives 30 years ago. Why start now?
Gee, I have a flight to catch.
How about 1 minute?
Sure.
Any contact from Bess Jordan?
No, nothing since the last time I spoke with you guys. Can I start changing?
All right.
Thank you.
Was Bess driving her Mustang?
I guess so. She had it that night.
I don't suppose you have a picture of Bess, do you?
No, I tried to find one for the police earlier. You'd think a camera nut would have at least one picture of herself. I mean, Bess took her camera with her everywhere. She was always stopping to buy film, taking pictures of the silliest things. But do you know, in this entire apartment, there's not one picture of her.
You know anybody by the name of Neda Olmeyer?
Oh, you found one of the TV checks. That's Bess's stage name.
Neda Olmeyer?
Yes, she said she used to do a little modeling. Those checks come every now and then from a TV station. You know, I didn't think to mention that before. Maybe someone should go to the TV station and ask about her.
WMDL's near Tulane. Take us 20 minutes.
You can drop me at the nearest cab stand.
Where you going?
Oh, you two old pros don't need me.
Didn't say we needed you. Just asked you where you're going.
A camera store. See what's developing. Just a hunch. I'll give you a call. Well, hello there. Some weather we're having. So I was wondering if you all had some pictures ready for a friend of mine, Bess Jordan.
Nothing for Jordan.
Really? Well, how about Oldmeyer?
Netta?
You know her?
Sure, she comes in here all the time. But why are you picking up her pictures?
Well, this is the problem, see. Now, she took some pictures of me also, wanted to put them in her scrapbook, and I didn't want them both to run into each other in here, you know what I mean?
But Netta already called me, and I told her I'd have these for her at 4.
At 4. Well, I must have got my wires crossed someplace. Thanks anyway.
Don't you want to take these to her?
No, I'll let her surprise me. Hope she likes them.
Thank you. Well, Houston.
That's Matt. What'd you find out?
Well, Netta Oldmeyer works here, all right, but not as a model. She is a freelance reporter fresh out of journalism school.
Is she working on a story now?
Yep. And one guess.
The Delta Tribunal.
Bingo. She went undercover 2 months ago. The TV station hasn't heard from her for a week. They're worried. They don't know where she is.
Yeah, well, I think I'm about to meet her. I'll leave word for you back at the hotel.
Here you go. Thanks.
See you later, Netta.
Excuse me, Miss Holder. Wait a second. Now, look, I don't want to hurt you. I just want to talk to you, please. Now, look, I know all about Bess Jordan. Wait a second. Listen, wait, just hold it! Back over here, Netta. Now you tell me.
Aren't you?
I'm a friend of Joanne's, private investigator. Tell me something. Why are you so afraid of the police? Joanne's dead.
I didn't know.
Just like Lana. They're both killed because they were getting too close to you. How many people are going to have to die before you tell someone what you know?
I needed proof. This.
Pictures of the murder?
You want to see those animals without masks? Take a look. Well?
You still haven't explained to me why you haven't gone to the cops.
My ex-boyfriend is a cop. That's how I first learned about the Delta Tribunal and the rumor that someone in the department is a member.
Who?
I don't know yet.
Some hideout?
Belongs to my aunt. She always goes to Europe around Mardi Gras. Can't stand the crowds. Damn it. The camera must have broken when it hit the ground that night.
Which fogged your film?
I had them. A network feed for sure, and I blew it.
Well, these seem to have turned out all right.
Sure, and I can't prove a thing with them.
Who are they?
Members of the Delta Tribunal.
How do you know that?
8 months of political profiling, interviews, tailing, and guesswork. Leonard Carlisle, oil baron. Paul Delaney, Chamber of Commerce. Eleanor Sims, district judge. And this one, the high executioner.
Philip Calder, president of Calder Airlines.
I took the job with Calder Airlines to get closer to him.
That explains how they got a hold of your file photo and how they knew where to find Joanne.
The guerrillas with him are the hit team. Employees named York and Morris.
They're the ones that killed Joanne.
Yesterday, I thought I had the pictures to prove it. Today, I've got nothing.
Well, now you know that and I know that. But they don't.
What are you talking about?
Setting a trap. And what if you went to Calder, offered him those pictures for a price?
We've got no pictures.
If he takes the bait, we may as well have.
He'd kill us. You don't know these people. They never leave witnesses.
Please just listen to me, Ned. Now, we owe something to Joanne, you and me. She's lying dead on a slab of marble because I couldn't protect her. Now, both Joanne and Lana are dead because they were looking for a friend that they trusted. A friend that was using them for cover. And no television job in the world is going to change that.
I don't think you people have the sense God gave a goose. You had their heads in a vice and you let them slip. Not smart, gentlemen. Not smart at all. Philip Calder. Who? I'm listening.
I want $100,000 in cash. Pier 12 warehouse, midnight. Play straight and you get the photos instead of the morning papers.
Blackmail? I thought this was some kind of self-righteous crusade.
I finally realized it doesn't pay as well.
The negatives, too?
Yes, but I want that money personally delivered by you.
All right. But, Miss Jordan, we'd both better be playing this straight.
Heard you call for a couple of Dobermans, Clyde. You'd feel right at home with these other watchdogs.
Oh, now, believe me, these guys have better things to do. I'm sorry, Roy. Captain's orders.
Where was this guy when he passed out the Southern Charm on a coffee break? Roy Houston.
Uncle Roy, it's Matt.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Look, are you alone?
I'm with Clyde and a couple of officers.
Tell Clyde to get rid of the others.
Clyde, how about putting out a couple of dogs?
All right. Thank you.
Clear.
All right, here's the scoop. I'm with Neda Olmeyer. We're getting ready to hook the big fish in the Delta Tribunal.
What are you talking about?
Well, some embarrassing snapshots. And some people who would like to buy them. Now, we're going to meet them at the docks at midnight. Ned is going to bring the cake, and I'm going to jump out.
Matt's with the girl. They're meeting the tribunal at midnight. You need a backup. And this captain's got me in quarantine.
Yeah. Matlock. Matlock, look, if you've got a line on the tribunal, you better let us handle it.
Clyde, I believe you've got a leak in your department.
Oh, I've been hearing that for months. It's hogwash.
Maybe so. But to make sure, I've got to fly this one solo.
Son, you realize you're sticking me between a rock and a hard place just telling me this, don't you?
All I need is 6 hours.
Well, how many more times do you expect me to go deaf?
1. I want him real bad, Clyde.
What did you say? I can't hear you.
I trust you came alone, Miss Olmeyer. Or is it Jordan?
Olmeyer.
You brought the pictures? And the negatives? Let me see them.
You first.
Game's over, little girl. You lose.
Are you gonna kill me like you killed Lana and Joanne?
Count on it. Right after you meet the rest of the tribunal.
I'd like to meet that bunch myself, Calder. Trust you'll make the introductions. Step over this way.
Double-crossed us. Nice going, Matlock. Cuff him.
I should have known you wouldn't have missed a party like this any more than Uncle Roy.
The world is full of surprises, Mr. Houston. Welcome to the Delta Tribunal.
Matlock call?
No. Drop was an hour ago. There's something wrong. I should have been there.
I would have been there if Matlock hadn't been so all-fired convinced there's a spy in the department.
You check the docks?
Some. There's miles of waterfront, Roy. If he had just said where.
Clyde, you gotta get me out of here.
I do, and the captain's got my backside on a plank. I'm 5 months from retirement, Roy.
It's my nephew out there.
That's all I can do, Roy. Where's the Napoleon? I could use one.
Clyde, what if I call the captain and try to pull that old act about being a friend of the federal judge?
A, he's home asleep. B, it's a 100-to-1 shot.
Well, those are the best odds I've had yet. You have his number?
Address book's in my jacket. one more sweep of the docks on my way to the station. Don't worry. When did I ever let you down?
Follow that car.
I've been waiting 20 years for someone to say that.
Ronald T. Cates, 36. Professor of Sociology at City College. Known to advocate communal living and marital experimentation. Chairman of the First Amendment Committee, civil rights activist, with a history of intervention in felony prosecutions. How do you rule?
Execute. Execute.
Execute.
The tribunal has spoken. Ronald T. Cates. Execution. And now, one final verdict. The tribunal has asked for a summary judgment on the lives of Netta J. Ohlmeyer, alias Bess Jordan, and Matt Houston. How do you rule?
Execute.
Phil, you're taking this too far. Negotiate with him.
Too much risk. Execute.
You people are not just killing criminals anymore, you're killing citizens.
Shut up. The verdict is...
What's going on here?
A trial. What does it look like?
But these people committed no crime.
Blackmail, assault.
Calder, you don't kill people for that.
They know too much.
Well, if we just explain to them why we've done what we've done.
You're outvoted, Clyde. Execute. Do it in the garden, Morris.
You hate the garden view. Too many mosquitoes.
Well, I hate your manners, but I love your timing.
What do you think you're doing?
Putting a box around the Delta Triangle.
Better refigure, old man. Kill them all.
Now, wait a minute. What about the vote? What kind of a tribunal is this, Calder?
He's right, Calder. You can't take the law into your own hands.
What do you think you've been doing all this time, Clyde?
The vote won't change, Clyde.
I'm sorry, Roy.
Don't apologize to me. Apologize to Lou Hart and Billy and all the other friends we buried. They got worn down, too, when it seemed like the rules favor the bad guys, but they never broke those rules. They died for them.
I'm sorry about those men, Roy. But I think they'd understand what I have to do now. Just like the old days, huh?
Almost.
What's lost in, Uncle Roy?
Old friends. I was thinking about how they changed in the years that get away.
I always thought that the best part of old friends was that they bring out the best in one another.
Clyde's got a tough fight ahead of him, Matlock.
You got him the best lawyer in the city. He knows you care.
Yeah, I care.
So what you doing tonight?
Oh, I thought I'd just stay in. What are you going to do?
I'm going to the theater. Got the Rivingtons tickets. Why don't you join us?
Maud Rivington? I think I'll just find a book.
Are you sure? I mean, we've got extra seats.
You may need two just for Maud.
Actually, Maud's not going.
No?
No, see, I'm taking her niece and a girlfriend. They're just in from Dallas. A short time. Just long enough to apply to one of our modeling schools. But if you would prefer to be alone,
Then again, misery loves company. Better be you, Freddie.
I'm sorry about the cloak and dagger stuff, old chap. But I really think it's necessary.
Get to the point, Freddie. You dragged me across 2 continents to tell me something. What is it?
Petrovich.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Well, none of us has, but he's back.
It's impossible.
I saw him. He's already tried to kill me once. You remember what he said he'd do to us if we ever got out? We've got to tell the others. Go warn the others. It's too late for me. Tell Five Fingers about Petrovich.
I guess you could say Freddie and I never saw eye to eye. Freddie used to think of the spy business as something out of Eric Ambler, Ian Fleming, glamorous, exciting.
Yeah, as opposed to you.
Who knew it was just being stuck in some third world country during a coup and enduring all-night vigils in the seediest places imaginable. Freddie and I used to spend a lot of time arguing our points of view.
And yet you rushed right over to Salzburg the moment he called.
Because we both held this common bond.
The Five Fingers.
Best team ever assembled by the company. 5 crackerjack agents. And now, 35 years later, Roman Petrovich is trying to kill us all.
Why would this Petrovich want to harm the Five Fingers?
We exposed him as a double agent. The Russians didn't take kindly to his cover being blown. They had gone to great lengths to establish it.
I thought we were all friends.
You sold us out there.
Or perhaps we should call you by your true name, Comrade Petrovich.
You found out my little secret.
Spying from Mother Russia and the company has kept you pretty busy.
I knew it was always just a matter of time before my cover was blown. But KGB will welcome you back with open arms.
I sincerely doubt that, old chap. They won't appreciate that you've been using your double agent status for your own personal gain.
What are you talking about?
Smuggling out Russian national treasures and selling them here on the black market.
They don't know it's me.
They do now.
You don't understand what they'll do to me.
We know exactly what they'll do to you, old chap. Expect you'll be spending quite a bit of time in Siberia.
They can't keep me in jail forever. Our men have escaped. And when I do, I'll come back. And that's a promise. I'll be back for all of you.
He's been in a Russian prison for 35 years?
Obviously, he's not anymore. I gotta warn the others.
Well, who are the other three?
Well, there's Ed Thompson. He's living up at Vegas. CJ's trying to get him on the phone. And then there's Reels.
Reels? Your old partner, Art McMillan, the movie buff?
Lives and breathes them.
Huh. Well, where do we find the fifth?
We don't. She's dead.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news, Roy.
Thompson?
He was killed in a car accident a few miles outside of Las Vegas just a few days ago. Apparently, his Jeep ran off the side of the road.
That was no accident.
If so, that means that Art McMillan's days are numbered.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
They're headed out of town. I know what to do when I find them.
Art left the company for this?
It's what's inside that counts. Hundreds of old movies. And Art inspects everyone before this company rents them out. A movie buff's paradise, if you ask me.
Remember, get him alive if you can, but get him! Search every ravine, every crevice, but the fiend must be found!
Wolfman.
No, it's Dracula.
I'm telling you, it's Wolfman. This is the part where they shoot him with the silver bullets.
No, it's the part
It's
where he...
Frankenstein, and you're talking through the best part. Reels.
Where's Frankenstein? Now, Frankenstein, where are you?
Roy Houston, what are you doing up here? It's Petrovich. I'm just an old man who likes to watch old movies. I'm not a part of that world anymore.
Sometimes that world doesn't want to leave us alone.
Maybe it will until the movie's over.
Listen. It's Frankenstein. That way.
Looks like Petrovich means to finish the job here.
If we finish him first.
happened to visit this old friend that you haven't seen in years on the day he gets shot, and you expect me to believe that you don't know anything about it.
He was already dead when we got here.
Why do I find it so hard to believe?
Why would my uncle lie to you?
Because 9 out of 10 times when I run into you Houstons, it's not at a family picnic.
Don't get upset. It's bad for your ulcers.
You two are the reason that I have them.
Well, yelling is not going to get you those answers either, Hoyt.
How about withholding evidence pertaining to a murder investigation? Will that help me to get those answers?
Not if we don't have them, Lieutenant.
Well, God help you if you do. Especially if somebody else ends up dead because of it.
No one will be sorrier than me.
Look, do you mind explaining to me just what was going on back there?
What do you mean?
I know we all lie to Hoyt on occasion. I've been known to do it myself every now and then. But you got to throw him a tidbit, something to go on. You just stood there and lied to the man outright.
Company secrets, boy. We have gone to great lengths to keep our business away from outside eyes. And besides, this is between me and Petrovich.
Look, whoever shot McMillan pushed me down those stairs. I tell you, it was no 65-year-old Russian.
So, Petrovich got himself an accomplice. Even somebody as crafty as Petrovich needs a little help with the dirty work once he reaches the golden years.
I still think we ought to fill Hoyt in on this.
We're dealing with things here that only a select few were supposed to know.
He told me about it.
You're different. You're family. Besides, I need somebody to do my dirty work.
You gave me isn't very much to go on.
I didn't get a very good look at him, CJ. I mean, people usually show movies in the dark.
And of course, it's hard to orient yourself when you're falling head over heels down a flight of stairs.
But that still doesn't do Uncle Roy much good.
Houston, all I can do is keep trying.
I didn't mean to sneak up on you.
Sorry. A little edgy.
That's understandable.
If he would just come at me face to face or just get it over with.
I'd like you to give up so easily.
My friends are dead, Matlock. Not that I should be that surprised. Catherine was always convinced that Petrovich would make good on his threats.
Catherine, the fifth finger. Something you're not telling me about, Uncle Roy.
Yeah, I know. But there are such things as sore subjects, and this one of the most.
Another woman. Uncle Roy, I never would have thought that you...
That was before I met your Aunt Flo. Her name was Catherine Hershey. As soon as I met her, I broke the cardinal rule. I fell in love with a fellow agent. The company hated it. The short time we had together, among my fondest memories. Her death was something else.
How did she die?
West Berlin, a couple of years after the war. There was nothing I could do about it. A meeting had been arranged with a British agent for a drop in an alley in Berlin. Catherine and I argued about who was going to make contact. We'd been arguing most of the night. She'd volunteered for a covert mission into East Berlin, which I considered too dangerous. She accused me of being overprotective. I guess I was. So the least I could do was to let her make a routine drop. Only it wasn't so routine. Seems someone had gotten to our supposed friend in the British Secret Service.
Sounds like you loved her very much.
Yes, I always have. But I was lucky. I got a second chance with your Aunt Flo.
Roy, is there something you want to tell us?
About what?
This just arrived for you. Is it your birthday?
Not till June.
Who's it from?
There's no name on the card. All it says is Das Vidania.
No!
Are you all right? Get an ambulance quick. I'm sorry. Really sorry.
Michael, you need some time alone.
If you need me, I'll be at the precinct.
What'd you think?
If I didn't know better, I'd believe I was really dead.
As long as Petrovich thinks you are.
Well, as long as he believes I'm dead, then he won't suspect we're coming after him, right?
Not every man gets to attend his own funeral.
Don't you think CJ is overplaying her part a bit?
What are you talking about?
The grieving widow. Putting flowers on the casket.
That's not CJ.
I think you better check it out, boy.
What's the matter?
Just find out who she is.
Excuse me, miss. Look, I hate to intrude on your grief, but I'm Roy Houston's nephew. I'd like very much to know who you are.
It's not important.
It is to me.
No. I was sure you were dead.
Just as I believed you were dead for the last 35 years. Catherine.
Get down.
Seems like old times.
Some things never change. was hoping for a more peaceful and respectful ending to my funeral.
He's probably on his way back to tell Petrovich that you've come back from the dead.
Petrovich?
He's come back for all of us, Catherine. Looks like my death was for nothing. And now he knows you're alive, too. If you were alive all these years, how could you stay away?
I had to.
We were in love.
I know. And it was affecting our work.
We talked about leaving the company.
Neither of us was willing to do that. Then when you wouldn't let me make that mission into East Germany, that was the final straw.
It was dangerous. You refused to let me come with you.
It didn't concern you.
You always said that. I never understood.
You made me choose.
Between a mission and us?
Between you and my father.
Well, I thought a little bubbly was in order for the occasion.
That's all right, Matlock. You might as well hear this. You'll only talk it out of him later.
Your father.
He was being held prisoner by the Germans in Berlin. I knew that the only way to keep you from following me was if you thought I was dead.
You could have come back after that.
My father was too ill to be moved. And there were other assignments. My cover was too valuable. And then, I didn't know if you'd ever trust me again.
So I come back after all this time.
Oh, when I read you were dead, I couldn't stay away. The years haven't changed my feelings, Roy.
You know, your appearance at the funeral ruined our plot to catch Petrovich.
Now he's got two targets.
Not if we find him first.
Well, tell me something. How does one go about locating a Russian spy?
You ask the KGB.
I just think we could have picked a slightly more private place to meet Karpov.
Couldn't help it, boy. The Russian ballet is in town, and Karpov was assigned to make sure that nobody defects. You look out of sorts, Alexei.
How would you feel playing nursery maid to a group of prancing, high-strung women?
We promised to keep it a secret.
You're looking good, Roy, considering you just have had a funeral. How many have you had now?
Half a dozen.
May they always be fake.
That's why we needed to see you. A countryman of yours means to make sure they're not.
It's been a long time, Catherine. And you must be the nephew who Roy wanted me to get out of Southeast Asia.
It's a pleasure. And your efforts are greatly appreciated.
Now, who is this countryman of mine who is trying to kill you?
Roman Petrovich.
It's impossible.
I wish it were.
But it has to be. Because Petrovich died in Siberia 5 years ago.
Well, then who is it that's trying to kill us?
Looks like we're gonna get a chance to find out. Cover the exits.
I figured it was time I did some of my own dirty work.
You recognize him? His name's Uri Strovka, formerly with KGB. But he's been missing for 3 months now.
The question is, if he wasn't working for Petrovich, why did he want to kill the Five Fingers?
From the decibel level, your friend wasn't too pleased.
None of us are. But Petrovich did. We're right back where we started.
It isn't Petrovich who was out to get the Five Fingers. There's got to be somebody else out there who knows about it.
But there isn't anybody.
You're forgetting the chief.
Wait a minute, the man who set up your accident in Berlin?
I haven't seen him since then. I don't even know if he's still alive.
He's living in a rest home outside of Santa Barbara.
But he could have hired somebody like Yuri to do it for it.
But why would the chief want to kill us?
Why don't we ask him?
Why don't we?
Chief? Well, well.
Still coming back from the dead, I see. What's this make it, 5 times?
6.
Ah, Catherine. So good to see you and Roy back together again. You must be Roy's nephew, the private detective. I knew you'd all be by at some point.
Then you know that somebody's been trying to eliminate the Five Fingers.
We thought it was Petrovich.
And we learned he was dead.
So you've come by to see me. You're thinking I might be behind it.
Thought had crossed our minds.
Sit down. Why would I want to eliminate the best team the company ever assembled?
Well, you never seemed too fond of us.
A man doesn't leave $1 million to people he's not fond of.
I'm not sure I understand.
You would in a month. 2 at the most, that's what the doctors say.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no, Catherine. I've led a full life. My years with the company were fruitful, my investments even more so. I've got $1 million with no family to leave it to. That's why I'm willing it to the 5 of you, to be split equally by those who survive me. You see, the Five Fingers was the closest thing to a family I've ever had. But it seems to me that you would already know all this.
Why would you think that?
Freddie was by to see me a couple of weeks ago. I told him. I wasn't sure I could reach all of you, so I asked Freddie to pass the message along. Didn't he?
He passed a message, Ori. Freddie wanted us to believe that Petrovich was back to claim his revenge.
And you almost bought it, old chap.
Freddie!
I think you'd better drive, Roy. I've got nothing to lose.
You better do what he says.
The 2 of you are going to be my tickets out of the country. I'll be in touch.
doesn't give me much time. All right, I understand.
Well?
Freddie wants $1 million in cash, safe passage out of the country, a private plane, no cops, and he wants the company to guarantee it.
They won't.
Roy Houston and Catherine Hershey are two of the company's top agents.
Former agents. Besides, the government refuses to pay ransoms.
Well, Freddie is going to call back here at 3 o'clock.
That gives us just 2 hours. What are we going to do?
Whatever it takes to get my uncle and Catherine back.
You really thought you were going to get away with this?
I almost did. Until the two of you and your nephew botched things up. But you must admit I had you fooled for a while. What did you think of my death scene?
Very convincing. But I don't understand why you didn't kill me there.
Macmillan?
Oh. You didn't know where he was, so I led you to him.
All it took was planting the proper seeds.
And faking your death and blaming Petrovich.
And then you hired a disgruntled KGB thug to do your dirty work.
Well, it furthered the illusion.
And then you'd surface after a period of time, blame Petrovich for your brush with death, and collect the chief's entire inheritance after he died. As if a fifth of it wasn't enough for you.
Not for me. The rest of you went on to better things. Careers, families. All I knew was how to be an agent. $200,000 is nothing today, but $1 million would allow me to live the life I've never had, the life you've been living all these years.
The company will never pay it.
Oh, it's time to find out. Don't go away.
This isn't the kind of reunion I had in mind for us.
At least we got to see each other again. I'm just sorry it had to end this way.
I've never known you to give up so easily.
And you haven't?
If I know Matlock, he hasn't.
It seems you chaps have underestimated your value. The company has agreed to everything.
This reminds me of a sting we made in the early 50s in Tangier.
What is it with you people?
I guess I'll tell you the rest later. You better get to the plane.
I presume you're going to say something like you never liked me.
Well, that's the funny part, Freddie. I always did like you. I wouldn't leave my money to somebody I didn't like. It's the money that started this whole mess.
I wouldn't be so hard on yourself, old chap. This is going to end up costing you nothing.
2 lives are gone.
And you can add 2 more to that if that plane doesn't take off soon. Let's go.
Actually, we've had our fill of flying, thank you.
And I like the company, I insist. You probably hope I forgot your little pry at Tangier. Where the pilot turned out to be one of our agents.
we've changed it a little since then. Are you all right?
Okay.
Let's go.
Better let the boy handle this.
I could have done that.
Oh, in spite of all the craziness, I've had a wonderful time.
Yeah, it brought back memories. You got me to thinking that...
Hey, would you look what I found?
What?
You haven't asked her yet?
I was about to when...
It's okay, I can take a hint.
Ask me what?
Well, what the boy and I had in mind was, you know, you'd make a great addition to...
I'm flattered.
Be like old times. We could work side by side.
Two problems.
We'll solve them.
Well, first one is Paris.
Paris, France?
No, Paris LaRoche. My husband.
Oh. Well, I can't solve that one.
We've been together 25 years, Roy. He's a good man.
He's a very lucky man.
And your Flo was a very lucky woman. But even if I were to consider leaving Paris, there's still my second problem. My son.
Named Frankfurt, I suppose.
No. We named him Roy.
his x-rays, nurse?
Just came up from radiology, doctor. They're on the viewing screen.
Let's have a look at him. No sign of a skull fracture. What about his vitals?
Stable.
Corneal reflex. Normal. Contusion on the forehead. All of which adds up to a minor league concussion.
My friend, I don't know whether to give you hell for being a hot dog or congratulations for saving a hostage cop's life.
How you feeling, Matlock?
Fogged in.
He's fading. Oxygen.
Back from Mars, Houston.
The guys that we're shooting at captured at the scene. I want a word with you, Detective.
Blackout? Now, that's going to happen for a couple of days, maybe even hallucinations, double vision and headaches. The old brain doesn't appreciate getting bashed against dashboards.
I want to hear it again.
Neither do young detectives.
I want to hear from the top.
All right, look, Houston found out they were going to kill that undercover cop. Now, I didn't think we had any other choice.
Right. You didn't think. You had no guarantee that the whole thing wouldn't blow right up in your face.
Houston thought we could pull it off.
Houston doesn't earn his living as an officer of the law. You have certain responsibilities to me and the badge you carry far beyond reckless grandstanding.
Just take it easy on him, Hoyt.
You don't tell me how to do my job. I ought to suspend you.
I better go to talk to him. You all right?
I'm fine.
Wait here, I'll drive you home.
No, there's no need for that. I'll give you a lift.
Thanks.
You know the kind of thing that we pulled off today? Happens maybe once in a cop's career. I mean, I stuck my neck out on the line. I showed a little initiative. What the hell do I get for that, huh? A lecture from Hoyt?
Now, don't let Hoyt rattle you. Oh, I forgot to call the office. Next phone we get to, would you pull over?
Okay. Looks closed.
4 in the afternoon. Stay here, I'll check it out.
All right.
gun down.
I've killed him. Who are you?
The name's Matt Houston.
I'm Elizabeth Sheridan.
Hand me the gun, Elizabeth.
I've killed him, haven't I?
Still a pulse.
I don't even know where I am.
Houston?
Houston, what?
May have a homicide on our hands. One's dead. Where are your car keys?
Keys.
I want you to stay here. There's a man and a woman in the back room. She claims she shot him with that gun. He's wounded. I'll go get some help.
Houston, are you okay to drive? Where the hell is everybody? Homicide. Right.
So I left Marlowe with the woman, and I drove back to find you.
Did you call an ambulance?
The phone was dead.
Isn't that Marlowe over there?
What are you doing?
What am I doing? You're the one who had me stop off for a friendly beer. We're sitting at the table, we're just shooting a breeze. All of a sudden, you jump up, you take off in my car like a bat out of hell. You want to know what I'm doing?
Excuse me. I came into this place about 10 minutes ago and it was deserted.
Either you don't need any more to drink, or you got a lousy sense of direction. We've been here all afternoon.
I'm Lieutenant Michael Hart, Police Department. My friend here said he walked in on a possible homicide. He's been in a bad accident, hurt his head pretty badly. Is it possible he misconstrued something? A bar fight, maybe?
Look, Hoyt, you don't have to apologize for me. I know what I saw. The lady told me her name was Elizabeth Sheridan.
Any of you folks just killed or get killed by an Elizabeth Sheridan?
She was here. He was lying right there. She had a gun, a .38. I gave it to Marlowe.
Gun? What gun? Look, Lieutenant, I was here in this room. I didn't see any gun. I didn't see any woman or any wounded victim. And I frankly don't know what in hell Houston is talking about.
I can't believe this. Why don't you just tell us what's really going on?
I did!
Damn it, you're lying!
Houston!
Take it easy. Man's lying. I don't even know why.
Houston. Must be the concussion.
A colleague of mine in the company had a similar experience once. He kept seeing things that weren't there.
You know what I saw? She's very real.
Got to the point where he was sending detailed memos to an imaginary Lithuanian spy named Farrell. Accused him of starting World War II.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Uncle Ryan.
This may be all in Houston's mind, but I just found the name Elizabeth Sheridan listed in the white pages of the phone directory.
Can I help you?
Morning. My name's Matt Houston. I'm looking for an Elizabeth Sheridan. I believe she lives here.
Please, come on in. Afraid my sister isn't home at the moment. My name is Michael. Well, you're staring, Mr. Houston. I might guess that you're interested in my sister as a person.
I met her in a pub along the coast yesterday afternoon.
That's impossible. She's been abroad for the past 6 months. We're expecting her in the next few days. Whoever took your fancy, Mr. Houston, was definitely not my sister.
Who's this man?
That's her fiancé. They were engaged 3 months ago in France.
Sorry to have bothered you.
No bother at all. An honest, somewhat remarkable error.
Thank you.
He's the private detective that police officer told us about, isn't he?
Wasting any time finding us.
No. Nor can we in taking care of him before he unravels any more.
Bad luck for Mr. Houston.
Well, are you avoiding me, or is it always this hard for dispatch to locate you?
I've been busy.
I want to know what you saw in that pub yesterday.
I already told you.
Look, I found a woman that I saw in the pub, her family and her house. I want to know what the hell is going on.
I don't know. Look, Houston, when I walked into the back room of that pub, I didn't see anybody. No wounded man, no woman.
Suppose you didn't see the .38 caliber revolver I handed to you.
Okay, I did see the gun. Oh, look, don't press me on this, all right? I got a wife and 2 kids to support. And those people offered me so much money. Come on!
Go!
Will Mrs. John Marlowe please report to the 4th floor?
Adele,
I want to see my husband.
they did everything they could.
I have to see him?
No, you can't see him just yet.
He's dead. Oh, my God, he's dead, isn't he?
Not dead. He's still in surgery.
2 hours ago, I was just worried about the money, you know?
Money?
mentioned something about a lot of money before the shooting. Adele, listen to me. He's lying in the emergency room because of something that happened in that pub. Now, please tell me what's going on.
After you left the pub, John went back into that room. He didn't find a woman or a body. He didn't see anything at all. Except 2 people who paid a flat broke cop $100,000 for the gun that he gave him. And a promise to say he saw nothing.
2 people?
A man and a woman. I don't know their names. John will go to jail when the department finds out. He only did it for us. For the kids. I'm not handling this very well, am I?
What'll be for you today, friend?
Well, I'd take a beer and some answers.
You're the guy who was in here yesterday with the cops. Guy who'd been seeing things.
Things somebody wants me to believe never happened.
Maybe you better go rest your head some more, friend.
Listen to me, friend. I just saw a man gunned down because he knew too much about what happened in here yesterday, so you better start talking to me before I lose my temper, friend.
Hey, it was just somebody playing a little gag on a buddy, that's all. Had everybody slip out the back for a few minutes.
Who's this somebody?
Michael Sheridan.
Customers always do what Michael Sheridan wants them to.
Usually, he owns a place, besides which he's very popular. Folks see him as a real hero.
What kind of hero?
The kind who spent lots of time abroad. Ireland, for instance, as a freedom fighter.
Freedom fighter? Sounds more like a euphemism for radical or terrorist.
I need a full background on this Michael Sheridan. And doesn't Uncle Roy have a friend?
Yes, Lloyd Hodgkins. He's stationed here at the British consulate.
Right, and the specialty is radical terrorist groups. I have Uncle Roy get a hold of Lloyd and pull his file on this Michael Sheridan. Meet me at Sharky's 1 o'clock.
You got it.
Michael Sheridan, smile of an angel, deadly as the devil himself.
A young woman with him?
His sister, Elizabeth. They are the son and daughter and sole heirs of Mr. Arthur Sheridan, an American millionaire with holdings all over the world. His car went off a cliff during a business trip to England. That photograph was taken at the funeral.
I remember something about this incident. It seemed like the brakes had been tampered with. The killer was never found.
A suspect was. Michael.
You mean he killed his own father?
For the money, we thought, but he didn't inherit a bloody thing. It all went to the sister, Elizabeth.
Michael was cut out of the will?
Arthur Sheridan sent his son to a university in England. But what did the dear boy do? Our Michael took up with some radicals. The only cause Arthur Sheridan believed in was good old capitalism. And he'd be damned if he'd see his fortune fuel the fires set by his son's newfound friends, particularly this one. Deborah O'Malley, now Mrs. Michael Sheridan. She's the one who got Michael involved with terrorists in the first place.
Well, if your initial instincts are correct, and he wants that money if he killed his father, he might kill his sister next. Just try and relax, Uncle Roy. I already phoned ahead to our friendly neighborhood terrorists. They're out for the afternoon.
I still think it's an awful risk, boy.
Maybe so, but it's the only way to get to Elizabeth Sheridan.
I'm sorry to bother you, young lady, but I just had to stop and ask.
Ask what?
I hope you don't think I'm too forward. imagine a trellis.
Upstairs.
Hurry up. First, I better go take care of our hosts.
Just take it one step at a time and don't look down.
I wish there was a quicker way down.
I wish we hadn't said that.
Don't ask.
All in good time. The spider, in order to be successful, must first spin the perfect web.
The lab confirmed that they've been injecting you with morphine.
The operative expression is gaslighting. It's a brainwashing technique.
Weakening someone psychologically and then convincing them that they've done something horrific.
Like murdering my fiance.
And then that leverage is used to get the victim to do whatever the brainwasher wants.
And your brother wants your money, Elizabeth. Now, has he asked you to sign any legal documents lately?
I seem to recall signing something.
Probably the power of attorney over your entire estate in the event that you become mentally incapacitated.
But if what you say is true and he murdered father, why wouldn't he just kill me?
If you were murdered, your brother would have been a prime suspect.
So instead, he used drugs to brainwash you and planned to have you committed.
And so get his hands on your father's fortune. I think I'll call CJ and have her bring over some clothes for you, young lady.
Thank you. It's a nice view.
I was thinking the same thing myself. I always have this dream. I mean, not every night, but at least every other night. And there's this woman. Very special woman. When I wake up, I try and remember her face, but I can't.
Why are you telling me this?
Because from the moment we met in that pub, I realized that woman is you. Only I'm not dreaming now.
Why don't we just get out of this bloody country while we can?
There's just one problem. My sister still has the Sheridan fortune.
But she's with Houston.
Don't worry. I've got an idea. I'm going to call her fiancé, Peter Kincaid. I'm going to make a small adjustment in the original design.
settled in here and then I'll bunk downstairs on the couch. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. You're not very good at making beds.
There's a lot of things I'm not very good at.
Such as?
Telling a woman how I feel about her.
That's a surprise. What did you say in your dream?
We never spoke. We never had to. I've never felt like this before.
If it's any help, neither have I.
Elizabeth. Maybe after all you've been through, we should just take it slow.
Well, I'd hate to interrupt you, but I'd like to buy the two of you a drink. How about an Irish whiskey?
Get dressed.
Move it. Slow and easy. Deborah, take Houston.
Hello, Michael.
Peter, good to see you.
Hello, Elizabeth.
She killed him.
Stay away from me.
She's killed him.
Don't let him get away!
Hold on.
Call the cops.
Houston, don't do that.
I'm sorry. I thought you might be somebody else.
There's an APB out on both of you. Michael Sheridan gave a very convincing and condemning performance. Where's Elizabeth?
She's sleeping. She's had a tough few days.
She's had a tough few months. I hate to say it, but I think Sheridan may have come up with the perfect frame. A pub full of people who say they saw Elizabeth shoot Peter.
He killed my father, and now he might as well have killed me.
It's not over yet, Elizabeth. You listen to me.
found a way to beat your brother at his own game.
Matt, I love you.
Country? Since you're in a traveling mood, we thought you wouldn't mind a little side trip.
Deborah, the British government has enough evidence on your terrorist activities to put you away for the rest of your life.
Which may not be very long, considering the fact that you would be an Irish terrorist in a British prison.
We know that Michael hired a man to rig the brakes on his father's car. You're going to give us the name of the man, where we can locate him.
His testimony will give us the evidence we need to prove that your husband arranged his own father's death.
I have no part of it. Besides, the law protects wives from testifying against their husbands.
Which is precisely why you're going to give us the name of the man who rigged the brakes.
Never. What kind of person do you think I am?
The kind of person who will do whatever it takes to survive.
Mr. Sheridan, sir? There was a telephone call.
Hello, Mrs. H. I take it my brother's out?
No, ma'am. I mean, yes, ma'am. He's out for just a bit.
Well, we'll wait upstairs for him then.
To help us run that bluff on Deborah was a stroke of genius.
Desperate means for desperate men. It was nice of Hoyt to put a tail on her so we know where she'd be. Glad she fell for it.
Is she asleep? Houston?
She's gone. She's taken your gun with her. She probably figures it's the only way to stop her brother.
I'll call Hoyt.
You don't know what you're doing, miss.
I choose not to think about it.
Mrs. Hollingsworth?
Into the closet, please.
Mrs. Hollingsworth? Mrs. Hollingsworth? Deborah? Deborah? Deborah?
not as good at this as you are, Michael. I'm not a very good shot at all, really, so if you want this to go quickly, stand...
Liz, think about what you're doing.
I think the time for talking is long past. I think if we start talking, somehow you'll get me to feel guilty for this. To feel sorry for you.
Liz, I'm unarmed! You can't shoot an unarmed man.
You killed Father. You murdered him and never felt the slightest bit of regret.
No!
Elizabeth, please don't do it.
Listen to Liz.
Deborah talked to us. She gave us enough information that we can convict him of arranging your father's murder. If you kill him, you're going to sacrifice everything. Don't do it. Okay, Liz. Is this what you've been waiting all night to give me?
No. My father gave me this ring when I was a little girl. It's a family heirloom, antique gold. He told me to hide it away and keep it safe until the right person came along.
Sounds like you were very close.
We were. And I know that he'd approve of what I've decided to do with my life. What I've decided to do is to marry you.
Well, were you going to ask me first? There's nothing in the world that would make me happier. Elizabeth, you've been through so much pain in the last 6 months. I don't know if what you're feeling is real or just rebound. Neither do you.
So what are you saying?
I think you ought to go away for a little while. Find out if this is what you really want.
And if it's you?
I'm not going anywhere.
How long?
You'll know how long.
I love you.
I love you too. See you in my dreams. PJ, why don't you go this way?
Got company.
Mike, he's going downtown.
I'll take the guy with the bag.
All units move in.
Not a good idea. Over 10 pounds of cocaine in those 2 bags. Both bags have police evidence tags on them.
They should be. They were taken from the precinct property room. Take him away.
Where is Captain Harris?
I thought he was the whole point to all this.
He still is.
Well, then where the hell is he?
I don't know. I wasn't positive that he'd make the actual drop. It was a calculated risk.
A calculated risk with our lives. Look, we didn't volunteer just to catch a couple of cheap hoods.
I know, but this cocaine was headed for Victor Burchard. Now, if he thinks it's still going to be delivered, then he's got to make a payment to Harris. And that's when we can nail the good captain.
Bouchard is the biggest connection on the West Coast.
And our police property room was his main source of supply. That's why it's so necessary to shut the captain down.
Lots of luck.
Houston, I'm going to need your help on this all the way to the end. I can't stand the risk on him recognizing one of my men.
What if he recognizes me?
That's doubtful. You've never made contact with him. Please?
You're going to owe me one.
You'll owe him 2.
3.
You got it. All right. All we have to do now is figure out when and where the payment's to be made.
That's easy. The gentle art of persuasion.
I don't get it. What's with all this food and champagne?
It's traditional, Tony. Your Last Supper.
As in, a condemned man is entitled to die on a full stomach. This is Chateau Pierre. Vintage 62 is a very good year.
You guys are crazy. It's no capital offense dealing in coke.
Oh, we're not going to execute you, Tony. They are.
They? Who's they?
Your business associates. As soon as we let them know that you snitched.
Hey. Wait a minute. You wouldn't. My life wouldn't be worth a plug nickel you put my name out on the street.
Then talk.
Bottom of the 9th, my friend. When and where?
Bouchard is supposed to give the money to Harris tonight at the Golden Rail restaurant. I'm supposed to call Harris and let him know everything's okay.
What time?
8 o'clock.
Less than 2 hours.
Well, Tony wasted a lot of our time stonewalling. You're sure that Bouchard believes the delivery went down as planned?
It did go down as planned. The cocaine we confiscated at the beach was dropped off by 2 of my men this afternoon. Small enough price to nail Harris. I haven't got enough time to wire the place. Houston, I need witnesses to the payoff.
Why don't you just take old Tony down to internal affairs, let them handle it.
The word of a two-bit hood like Tony against the integrity of a police captain like Harris. Decoration for valor. To prove he's gone bad, we gotta catch him in the act.
You make the call.
Yeah?
Harris, everything went off without a hitch.
Excellent.
Yes?
I trust you received delivery of the merchandise.
Everything went fine. Very reliable as usual.
Good. Because the price of reliability just went up. It's now $250,000.
That's almost twice of what we agreed upon.
Yeah, well, I've got my retirement to think about. Cost of living being what it is.
Why didn't you tell me the price had gone up yesterday?
Because I didn't want to give you a chance to change your mind.
Greed rears its ugly head. Chop it off tonight. 8 o'clock, the Golden Rail.
My pleasure.
Enjoy it.
Fui esquiando en el Rio Amazonas.
Your Spanish is very good.
Gracias. The company I worked for used to do a lot of work in Central and South America.
My family's from Guatemala. I'll be going back as soon as I finish school. Should I get you some refills?
No, thanks. We're fine.
Okay.
I don't care if Hoyt is in the kitchen and reinforcements are a block away. I still feel like a sitting duck.
We've never seen Captain Harris before. He's probably never seen us. It's absolutely no problem.
You really believe that?
No.
Everything all right?
Just fine, thank you.
That's fine.
I wish I knew where CJ was.
Happy anniversary, Ethel.
Thank you.
All right, everybody stay right where you are. Shut up.
I'm a police officer. This man has just killed the cook and locked the rest of the help in the freezer. Do exactly as he says.
I want all the men over at the bar right now. Come on. Keep your hands where I can see them. Now move, you two, come on.
Looks like Bouchard's got a different payment plan for Captain Harris.
Come on, get over there. Come on, move it.
Look, if it's money you want, I
want cooperation, that's all. Just cooperation, no questions. Make it easy for me, I make it easy for you, okay? All right, go back to your table. Hey, hey! All right, everybody, put your hands up on the bar right now. Go back to your table. No. On the bar, on the bar. All right, go back to your table. All right. Hey. Hey, you, big boy. Come on, spread him. Come on, you've seen how it's done on TV. What'd you plan on doing? Skipping out before you paid your bill or what? What do you go around spying on guys who are making love to other people's wives or what?
That's the best part.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Go ahead, go back to your table. Go ahead. What is this, a convention?
Runs in the family. I'm his uncle.
Well, go sit down, Uncle. Easy, easy, easy. All right, get out of here and play. Get up! I told you. All I wanted was cooperation. Now I'm gonna have to show you how important it is that you listen to me.
Man needs an ambulance now.
No ambulance, no doctors, no nothing.
Look, he has got a stomach wound. If he doesn't bleed to death, peritonitis is gonna kill him.
All right, drag him behind the bar. Come on, you, clean this mess up.
What are you gonna do, just let him die back there?
Do you want me to operate on him? All right, now listen to me, everybody. I got a job to do here. Anybody gets in my way, you're gonna wind up on the floor next to him. Now take it easy. I'll be out of here by 8 o'clock. And nobody else gets hurt. Come on, move him.
Take it easy, old friend, all right?
It burns, Houston. It really hurts.
You just hang on. What are you doing here? Why is the citizen standing here?
Lieutenant, it's just Houston. Why don't you lighten up, Hoyt?
Sir, I will get to you in a minute. These records are for departmental use only unless authorized by my office. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. What's the matter, Hoyt? Did your mother get scared by a drill sergeant?
Mother joke, son. State your purpose, Houston. Business or personal? If it's personal, sit down and have a cup of coffee. If it's business, hit the door.
Listen, I'm curious. What is it you have against me?
Against you? Nothing. Against private investigators, everything. I hate amateurs. Some people hate spiders. Some people hate snakes. I hate amateurs.
See you around.
Not so fast.
Hoyt, I've got a lot of friends down here that are cops. I'd sure hate for one of them to have to arrest me for striking an officer. Now, why don't you take your hand off me? Thank you.
All right, that's enough of the sympathy act back there. Bring it out front.
I'm not going to stand around and watch this man die.
I said back to your table, now.
No.
I said now.
This man needs my help.
Are you dense? Do you want to die on the floor with him?
Look, if I get half a chance, I am going to take you out. So maybe I am better off out of the way. Come on, shoot me, huh? Go on, take a chance, huh? Go on, get me out of the way.
Why are you asking for this, huh? Why are you pushing me? What is this? Wait a minute. The three of you are in this together, aren't you? To protect Harris, is that it?
My uncle and I don't know anybody named Harrison. I've never seen this cop before in my life.
Sure. Come on. Back to your table, big boy. Come on.
Do what the man says. Sit down before you get us all killed.
That's good advice. Use it. Because now I know. The three of you are in this together. You, the cop, your uncle, huh? All together. To protect Harris. And you got it all worked out, haven't you? If you're not at the table with your uncle, then Harris will know something's wrong and he won't come in here. Isn't that it, huh? Huh, big boy? That's what I thought. Come on. Back to your table. Come on. Back to your table or I kill this lady here.
No!
All right. You took a hell of a chance. You might have been killed.
I had to do something. I didn't know that he needed to keep us around, alive.
CJ.
Hi, sorry I'm late. Listen, you're not gonna believe this. I picked the car up at the garage because it goes 5 blocks and it quits. I go back to the garage and it's closed. It took me forever to get a cab. Anyway, here I am.
You may wish it had taken longer. Now just stay cool and you won't get hurt.
He's not kidding. Look behind the bar.
Hey. Just stay right where you are. There's a cop behind the bar bleeding to death. That's all you need to know. Now sit down and be quiet.
Por favor, traiga un vaso grande de agua con hielo.
What'd he say to you?
Look, he doesn't speak any English. I just asked him for a glass of water.
It's a good idea. Drinks for everybody. No alcohol. No false courage in my guests here.
Gracias.
Do you see the man sitting over there?
Yes.
I work for him. I know he's got a plan to get us out of here.
Well, I'll help if I can, but I don't know what to do.
Well, he'll get us assigned somehow.
What would you like to drink?
Well, I could use a triple anything, but I'll settle for a Virgin Mary.
Same.
There's 30 minutes left before Harris gets here. I've got to make a move.
Careful. I don't think this madman would mind killing everybody in the room.
He's planning to. I mean, once he kills Harris, he got no reason to keep us around.
Far enough. What do you want?
I just want to check on my friend.
Your friend's doing fine. He's dying. Now sit down.
All right, turn him loose, or I'll kill everybody in this place, starting with your lady friend here.
I'm gonna kill you! No. First I kill Harris. And then I kill you.
Sit right here. Thanks for the help.
She works for him.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Next time, I pick the restaurant.
The man needs my help.
Who doesn't?
Look, he is in pain.
Well, let me put him out of his misery. No! Then leave it be!
Stupid Private Eye's gonna get us all killed. I just wish to hell he'd shut up and do as he's told.
Grief, Freddy's just trying to help us.
I don't need his help. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
I got some good news. Your friend stopped bleeding. Looks like he stopped breathing, too. No. Stay put. How many times do I have to tell you? You, come over here. Take a look. Come on.
Go ahead.
His pulse is barely there, but I can still feel it. He's dying. We have to do something.
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna kill a cop named Harris in just about 20 minutes. When I'm through with that, you can do whatever you want with this one. For now, get back on your stool.
I'm not leaving.
Next time you get hurt. All right, now listen, everybody. No more heroics. Let me do my job. And nobody else gets hurt. All right? Now, I want everybody to just act normal.
Are you serious? No one gets hurt?
What do you think? The minute Harris walks in, I nail him. It's when you open up on everybody else.
Matt's gonna be all right. I'm sorry about you, little girl. No. All my life I've been an outsider. Black. You folks got us outnumbered 9-1. It's not bad. Proud to be black. But you can see what I mean about being an outsider.
Half my folks didn't have sense enough to be poor. Father was an architect. Grew up right in the middle of a white neighborhood. Not even a Baptist. Mom was a Catholic. Who ever heard of a black kid being an altar boy? Oh, God, she was just a little girl. Oh, would anybody want to hurt her?
Let's find someplace else.
Why? The food on this menu looks out of this world.
So do the prices.
It's okay. I don't mind spending the money.
I don't know, Neil. This place feels strange.
Look, you kids don't want to eat here. The food's lousy, the service is worse. Try someplace else, would you?
I take my girl where I want.
I think we should go, Neil.
I think you should stay, Neil. There's a nice table right over there. Use it. Do as you're told, and you won't get hurt.
Do what the man says, son.
You heard the man? He makes a lot of sense, my young friends.
Tráigame otro vaso de agua. Por favor.
What did he say to you?
Just a glass of water. What's the Spanish phrase for break the mirror?
Quiebra el espejo. What you thinking, boy?
He doesn't know any Spanish. Necesitamos ayuda. Cuando le hago la seña.
Quiebre el espejo y mi tío va por ayuda.
Come on. Break up the conference. Sit down. And no more Spanish.
What did he say? I'm not sure. But he wasn't giving him help because I know how that's done in Spanish, and that wasn't it.
He's gonna get us killed for sure. He just told the waiter to create some kind of diversion so his uncle can sneak out and get help.
He's trying to sneak out. Hold it, Uncle! You'll never make it, Uncle. Trying to get away. All right, sit down. Sit down, Uncle, sit down. You too, Tarzan. Come on, back to your stool. Now listen to me, everybody. Just take it easy. Nobody's gonna get hurt. Sit down, kids.
What's the matter with you? He was trying to save our lives.
Look, if that old guy had gotten out, they would have killed some of us.
What do you think they're going to do after they kill Captain Harris, huh? Pass out tickets to Disneyland, thank us, and let us all go home?
You'll see. You'll all be thanking me.
Well, I'll tell you what, friend, about 8 minutes we'll all be dead. Including you. He's not going to leave any witnesses.
Shut up. Now, don't listen to him. I gave you my word, didn't I? Now, just cooperate with me and nobody gets hurt.
See? I was right. I know what I'm doing.
So do I.
Good for you, honey. He had it coming.
Shut up. You're getting on my nerves too, pal. You don't look so good. Well, don't worry about it. It'll all be over very soon.
Why don't you guys get some coffee?
Thanks, Lieutenant.
How's CJ?
She's out of surgery. Doctor stopped the bleeding, so she'll be just fine.
Thank God. The building where you were being held, where you say the files were that could prove you were being framed, big surprise. 4-alarm fire. Level the place.
No, I left Andrea in there.
I'd say the only chance you had now would be to find those 3 tapes the dead girl had. The ones she died for, rather than give up.
She got family in Texas. They might know something. As you can see, I'm a prisoner.
Prisoner being held for murder. That's why it'll be so unforgivable. That's why the reprimand that I receive will be so severe. Imagine a police lieutenant with my years of experience allowing a prisoner like you to escape. Like I always said, you lousy PIs are like lightning rods. You're always drawing trouble.
Take a look at how they're positioned.
It's not hard to see what they got planned. He's covering the door. She's covering us.
As soon as Harris steps far enough inside that door so he can't be seen from the street, they're gonna blast him.
Well, she takes care of all the witnesses inside. Us.
Not if we create a little diversion the minute Harris steps through the door.
This table.
Relax, Captain Harris. I'm trying to save your life.
How do you know who I am? And that I'd be here?
Look, Lieutenant Hoyt is behind the bar, and he needs an ambulance bad.
Hoyt? What in the hell's he doing here? Hoyt knew about the payoff. Hold it!
You can't leave now. You got reservations.
Get those people out of the freezer now.
I'll call an ambulance.
It's not going to be long now. Thanks, Roy. To good and faithful friends.
To you.
I'm lucky to be alive.
After what went on in that restaurant, we're all lucky to be alive.
Hadn't been for that nephew of yours. That is a very special man.
And then some.
You know, Roy, Houston and I have had our differences in the past. But in the hospital, I had a lot of time to think. All the arguing, bickering, disagreements, all in the past. From now on, I cooperate to a new era.
Good evening, gents. What's this?
Looks like a drink. Tastes like a drink.
What are you doing?
Drinking it. I'm over 21.
You're also recovering from a gunshot wound in the stomach.
Don't mother me, P.I.
Not to mention your ulcer. Give me that.
Give it back! Cooperation. Hey, that's your trouble, you. Give it. Will you give me my drink back? That's your trouble. See, that's...